Hello and welcome everybody to the May Climate Restoration Alliance mission update. It's great to be here with you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. A few months ago, on January 22nd, we announced and launched the 25-year mission to restore the climate by 2050. And this is one of the monthly updates. And before we begin this session, let's remind ourselves why we're here and who we're doing this for.
Starting today and for the next 25 years, we will be living in a new reality. We are restoring the climate by 2050.
We are the future generations. We do not vote, so governments don't prioritize us. We do not pay taxes, so we are not in the budget. We do not buy products, so corporations ignore us. But you, our parents, our grandparents, our aunts and uncles, you have the power now. You are writing the story we will be born into. Will it be a world of chaos and collapse, or one of restoration, beauty, and life? We ask you to be bold, to stand up for us when no one else will, to make the choices today that will give us a tomorrow. Join the Climate Restoration Alliance. Sign the Climate Restoration Resolution. Fund the projects that restore the climate. Speak for us until we can speak for ourselves.
We are writing the story they will be born into. My name is Ilan Mandel. I will be your Climate Restoration Central Coordinator.
There's about 1,000 gigatons, so 1,000 billion tons, too much carbon dioxide in our atmosphere.
Financial losses from storms is about $200 billion a year.
We can solve this crisis. We know how to. Will we? That's up to you.
I'm committed to, and my passion is to have Rotary International take on climate restoration as its next global mission.
You are creating history and the future right now.
You know, we've been like this very small group of people, 4 or 5 people, and now we need more people.
And it's just like when you do something beautiful, people come and say, can I play? I want to be a part of it.
Localized ocean fertilization is a specialization of that for the whole planet to remove 60 billion tons a year, which is what we need to deliver our promise of restoring a safe CO2 level by 2050, about $1 billion a year. We can do that.
Boy, it sure looks really, really doable to me.
The Togo Bamboo Project is not just a project in Togo, because all of us in the entire world are restoring the climate together. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm amazed at what I've heard, and I'm very excited.
This is the most important meeting I have ever attended in my life.
Thank you for the opportunity to play in the big leagues.
It's unbelievable how big an opportunity there is to quickly grow, this movement.
Well, I like exactly what the plan is.
Oh my gosh, no. We have an opportunity here that is stellar.
Go with this new project. Go, go.
So that is why we're here, to restore the climate for future generations, for our children and grandchildren. Let's begin the presentation. Let's go to the next slide. So, like I said, our mission is a 25-year mission to restore the climate by 2050. We're generally looking at those 25 years as two parts. The first part, the next 5 years, is all about scaling our capacity to remove CO2 using what we call gigaton scale nature-based solutions. And then from 2030, assuming everything goes well, we're going to restore the climate for 20 years until we're going to be done by 2050. So let's zoom in on the next 5 years. Next slide, please. We're now getting to the end of the first 6 months of our journey, our mission, to prepare for scale up. Over the last few months, we've built teams, we've created roadmaps, we've defined KPIs, key performance indicators, the things that we're going to measure along the way. And we're planning somewhere around July to begin the implementation. We're not entirely clear what that means yet, but we're figuring this out over the next few months. Next slide, please. So to restore the climate by 2050, we're developing these three engines. The first one is the climate restoration impact pathways. These are the gigaton level nature-based solutions that remove CO2 from the atmosphere at scale. The second engine is what we call the Climate Restoration 2050 Global Campaign, bringing millions of people to talk about climate restoration, to call for climate restoration, and to restore the climate in reality. And the third one is industry and finance. How do we bring the resources to restore the climate? How do we create companies and projects? How do we engage with governments? All of the above. So in a nutshell, we need millions of people and billions of dollars to remove gigatons of CO2. That's what we're doing here. Next slide, please. So the first engine, like we said, is the climate restoration impact pathways. Over the last few months, we've expanded our the methods of restoring the climate that we support. Our main climate restoration pathway is still localized ocean fertilization. We still expect this method to do the heavy lifting, remove tens of gigatons of CO2 every year from the atmosphere. And we also have other pathways like seaweed and ecosystem restoration and bamboo. And later on, we're going to add more. So we're working now with leading organizations like the Climate Foundation on Seaweed, Eco Restoration Alliance on ecosystem restoration. And bamboo, we still have the Togo Bamboo project. We're still waiting. We should get it any day now. The final report from Togo about the situation of land ownership in Togo, which was a kind of a bottleneck for our progress. Next slide, please. So what we're seeing here is the dashboard that we're developing for the next 25 years. Right now, we're just looking at the next 5 years. What we see here are the different pathways and the capacity of each pathway to remove CO2 at gigaton scale level. So over time, we'll have more accurate data and also real data that's coming from the ground. Let's go to the next slide. So I apologize, but Peter had a conflicting commitment at this time. He'll join us later for the Q&A session. So I'll present that slide instead of him. Like I said, the localized ocean fertilization is our main climate restoration pathway. It's very simple. We're mimicking a natural process. We've observed the Pinatubo phenomena, where ash from the volcano landed inside an ocean eddy and removed large quantities of CO2. So we're basically recreating that natural phenomena using technology. If we can go to the next slide, what we're working on right now is a pilot in Mexico. You can see at the top right corner of the slide, that's the new self-positioning buoy, right? If you remember the orange buoys that we used in previous experiments, the same company is now developing these self-positioning buoys, which is going to make our life much, much easier. So the plan for Mexico is to ship those buoys to the Acapulco area and then send them from the port into the eddies that we can see. And these are, you can see over the course of a year, you can see the movement of the eddies coming out of the Acapulco area and moving west. The idea is that the buoys are going to follow the eddies, and over the course of a couple of months, give or take, we'll collect baseline data. So we know what is happening there without any intervention. At the same time, we're applying for a permit or in the process of applying for a permit from the EPA. And once we get that permit, we'll be able to put in small amounts of iron and actually see an increase in the CO2 removal compared to the baseline. Next slide, please. So in the same spirit of the dashboard we saw before, now we're zooming into specifically this pathway, localized ocean fertilization. And you can see the different KPIs that we need to measure and, of course, implement on our way to scale up LOF by the end of the decade. Let me just kind of take a quick look at the KPIs, right? So we have some scientific papers that are being written. There's at least 2, maybe 3 in the process right now. LOF MRV. MRV stands for monitoring, reporting, and verification. Very important to make sure that we're not doing any damage, but also very important for certification and monetization of LOF. Certification is the next one, the autonomous buoys and ships, the methodology to disperse the iron, the eddy selection protocol, the funding, of course, the business model. These all have to be developed in parallel. Next slide, please. The next engine is the Climate Restoration Global Campaign. I'm going to invite a few people to participate. We're going to do it in a conversation format. So first, I want to acknowledge Judy, the Ambassador Program Director. So thank you, Judy, for all the work that you're doing. I want to introduce John, our Director of Partnerships, Brian, who is the facilitator for the global movement, Emilio, who's running everything in the background, the operations manager for the Alliance, and is going to give us a little bit of an update on social media and all the platforms and so on. And then Chuck will talk about the Rotary Initiative. And of course, I want to give a big shout out to the social media team. We're going to hear about the great campaign that we're doing right now. So let's go to the next slide. Judy, would you walk us through the goals of the global campaign?
Sure. Well, just overall, you can see in 2026, we want 1 million people engaged, 100 organizations that have adopted a mission, and 100 ambassadors. So we've said that we want to cover about 25 countries in 2026, and we're right now at 20 countries. So we're doing very well on that goal. Maybe we want some more diversity. So, we want to have covered major religions, major indigenous tribes, major industries participating with us, and then, special groups like more women. I'm always for more women being involved, and more young people, which we're really reaching out to now, and teachers. So it'd be great to have all of them involved. And of course, we have our goals for 2030 to just, exponentially kind of jump in the next 5 years. So, and in addition to countries, we have 11 states in the United States plus Washington, D.C., but looking to expand there too. And, just a shout out to Dilshad, who became our first regional ambassador for Southeast Asia and has brought in many ambassadors from that area. So we want more regional ambassadors that are saying, yes, we want more in, the Pacific Northwest United States or the Southeast or, more countries in Africa, whichever region you want to take on.
Judy, did you feel the same when you said our target is 1 million people and 100 ambassadors? Did you feel the same or was it different for you?
Well, I think 100 is a small number. I think we could get, actually, we have about, if everyone completed their information, we would have about 70, little more than 70 ambassadors now. So I think the million sounds bigger than 100. Is that what you mean?
That's what I mean. And I want to
Yeah,
remind us that, 3, 4, 5 months ago, when we created those goals, 100 ambassadors sounded like a really challenging goal.
a lofty goal, yes.
Right. And I think what we're seeing is, and it's totally understandable that this is exponentially growing, right? Every person that we bring in it brings in more people from other places. And we're going to see when we talk about the social media campaign, we're going to see that the engagement is really great, once we're putting ourselves out there. So I expect miracles.
Yes,
I
it
think
wouldn't
we're
be
going to
it
get,
wouldn't be out of the question to have 500 ambassadors by the end of the year.
all right. Is that a commitment? Is that a promise?
Nope.
Okay, very good.
Just
Next slide,
noticing
please.
it's all in the realm of possibility now. It would have seemed impossible 2 months ago.
Exactly, and I think this is
Mhm.
the really the definition of an ideal's time has come. When we say the right thing at the right time, people respond and they show up and they participate, and it's just beautiful to see. Next slide, please. So over here, we see that the global campaign is comprised of multiple campaigns. Some of them are managed by us, for example, the social media campaign, but some of them are managed by partners. For example, the Rotary campaign that we're going to hear about later is actually a partnership between the Climate Restoration Alliance and a founders group of the Rotary Climate Restoration Initiative. And so we provide the framework, we provide the methodology to define the KPIs and to track them. We provide the dashboards, maybe some operational capacity, but really the ownership is with the founders group in this case. So this is an invitation to have other campaigns plug in, right? We can have other campaigns, other themes, other places around the world. And if you have any ideas or connection or you just want to help, write your name in the chat and let us know and we'll reach out. Let's start with the social media campaign. If you can go to the next slide. Very good. So I have here, how many people from the social media team do we have here? If you can unmute yourself and just say hi for a second.
आवाज बंद
We couldn't hear you. Was that Dilshad?
Hello.
Yeah.
Am I? Yeah. Hello. Am I audible to you?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I am the part of social media team and I am mainly managing the Instagram page, and we have launched our World Environment Day contest, and we literally had like, I guess, 10 days for the art contest, and we have uh, gained around 23 valid entries for the art contest, and you can see the example of few arts by and we have from different countries of the world. Different countries of the world have participated. People from the different countries of the world have participated in the art contest, and right now we have around like 280 likes on one of our posts on Instagram, and further we have more and more for getting more and more followers on our social media pages. So I can tell you about the Instagram. We have made our Instagram page like 10 days before, and right now we have like 65 followers on our Instagram, and we are hoping to have more. So please follow all the social media pages, and we are really excited.
Very good. Thank you very much, Dilshad, for your part in the social media. Also, you're doing a great job as an ambassador. You have the links in the chat. We're going to take a few minutes. I would like for you to go start with Facebook, right? That's what we're seeing right now on the screen. So please click on the Facebook link. And if you're not following us yet, please follow us now. And then scroll down, you can see the images, really beautiful work that's been done. I think almost 30 submissions. And I want to say that this whole thing came together very, very quickly. I think less than 3 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. We created the social media team, and we had our first meeting. We said, okay, let's, maybe get some more registrations for the webinar. And then somebody came up with this idea. I think it was Judy and Dilshad and Kirk, and everybody kind of was excited about this and said, let's go for it. And so within a week, we created the competition. We had about a week or 10 days for people to submit, and you can see really amazing work. So I hope everybody right now, as you're listening to me, are also on Facebook voting for the artwork that you like. And yesterday, the submission period was over, and we started the voting. And Emilio, maybe you can share a few of the numbers just to get a sense. Like Dilshad said, we just created our Instagram account 2 weeks ago. And we had very little engagement on the other platforms, and we're about to change that. Emilio, can you share some of the numbers that we see there?
Sure thing. So, for example, the most popular post on Facebook, I believe this is one of the most popular, has 109 likes. We also have here a post with 41 likes. We've also had quite a bit of engagement on our other platforms, like Instagram.
So
We've
hold
also,
on. So everybody now go to Instagram. If you have an Instagram account, click on the Instagram link, and
here it is.
yeah,
You can see this. Yeah, we have 166 here, 54, 32. So lots of good engagement on Instagram as well. You have all the links in chat, by the way, for every single social page we have. Go and vote for your favorite one, share it, comment. This one has the most likes at the moment on Instagram.
very good. In the meantime, you can go to one of the other accounts if you have a TikTok account or Instagram. And when you finish voting, please type in the chat, "I voted," with an exclamation mark.
Yes. These are TikTok. And of course, we have an X account. Everything has been posted there. Go and vote.
Very good. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. Please engage, follow, share, like. This is going to be our big next push, is to get more exposure on our social media. Very good. If you voted, please type "I voted" in the chat. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Lika. Oh, you voted yesterday. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Very good. Oh, Mackenzie. Mackenzie is here with us. Mackenzie, would you like to say hi? So Mackenzie is an intern at Chuck Tomaselli's architecture firm. And when she heard about this, she said, I want to help. So she's going to be part of the social media. We're going to bring her in. Mackenzie, would you like to say hi?
Hi everyone, I'm Mackenzie. Like you said, I'm an intern here at the Chuck Lewis Tomaselli architecture firm. Um, yeah, that's exactly. I heard about Chuck being on this team and he told me about the social media team, and it seemed a really interesting way to get involved in climate restoration. And so I'm really excited to join the social media team and see what we can go from there.
Very good. Do you love these artworks?
Yeah, they're really impressive.
Very beautiful. Yes. And I think we didn't have any submissions from the United States. So Americans, take that into consideration. All right. So I hope everybody voted. And if you didn't, you still have the links. We're going to send follow-up. There is another, if I'm not mistaken, another week, right? The results will be calculated and announced on June 5th. That's the World Environment Day. That is next Friday. So a week from tomorrow. Very good. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, do we have any of the artists that submitted any of the artwork? Do we have any of the artists with us right now?
I know
If
we have
so, please
Lika.
say. We have Lika. Yes. Very good. We know Lika, she's with us for a while now. Anybody else?
Well, we have Rose also.
Rose, yes, that's true. Very good. So let's go back to the deck and continue the presentation. Very good. So after we covered the social media campaign, and I'm really excited and curious to see what the social media team will come up after we're done with the World Environment Day campaign. Let's talk about Rotary. Chuck, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. Always good to have you here. Emilio's going to pin your video so everybody can see you. So Chuck, tell us about the Rotary. Oh, I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you. In addition to my Rotary work, I sing in a Christian contemporary choir, and this is the season where we go to nursing homes. And tonight I'm singing in a nursing home locally, and our theme is nostalgic type of music as well as patriotic music, and we dress in patriotic colors. So, and it's like this work. It's just so rewarding to be a contribution and be of service. And in terms of the Rotary, we have a founders group. I'm so proud of the Rotarians that have stepped up to be part of the founders group to put together the platform, which will become a model for taking the campaign for restoring the climate by 2050, which is our mission, to Rotary clubs, and then modeling it in a way that can then be used by other organizations like Kiwanis and like the Optimists. It's something that can be spread out. So we're looking to put it together. We've met several times already. We have members from India, from Canada, from the West Coast, in the Seattle area, from New York City, and a few of us here in upstate New York. So it's a very diverse group, many of which have been active in the Rotary arena for many years. And the idea is that we will use our district, which is here in central New York, and covers 111 Rotary clubs. And we will put an invitation out. We expect it to go out I can't verify because things are up to the founder group, not me. It's not like I'm leading it like we do this. It is a cooperative effort. And I suspect it'll be within the week, maybe 2 weeks. And an invitation will go out to all 111 clubs to participate in this campaign. And the clubs will be chosen, the ones that get campaigned based on a first come, first served basis. So it's pretty exciting as we look to spread the word and let people know that we are restoring the climate. It's not a dream, it's something we're doing, and we're doing it now. And now we're going to take that live so that throughout the Rotary district here as a pilot, and eventually into all of the Rotary, which is I think it's 43,000 clubs and 1.4 million Rotarians, all committed to making us being of service in the world. And this is one way we can all be of service. We can all take actions that'll make a difference. And thank you all for doing that. And I'm just privileged and proud to be part of this campaign. Thank you for letting me speak, Ilan.
Thank you, Chuck. And I want to go back to that day, I don't know, 2.5 years ago. Can you bring Chuck back so we can have a conversation here? So 2.5 years ago, right, when we just started this and you became the first ambassador and said, I'm committed to have Rotary do this and do that. Does it seem more feasible now?
Well, I'm trained as an architect, and I'm used to visioning things that people don't see. And I don't know that it seems any more possible now than it did then, because I knew it was going to happen. And it's like I've lived my life that way, and I know that with intention and guidance, that if you're on the right track, the universe will align with what you're up to. And as you mentioned earlier, this is an idea whose time has come, and we just need to let the rest of the world know about it.
Very good. Thank you, Chuck.
Yeah, it is amazing how the things that have happened since then. I just would like to take a minute, if I could. Yesterday, I connected. I sit in an old farmhouse in central New York, and I actually had the privilege of connecting two young people in Kenya, one who's passionately committed to bringing peace on the planet, and another who's passionately committed to restoring the climate. Together in Kenya makes no sense. Who knows what we'll be led to do? And it touched me personally, and I'm just open to be used and be of service, which is the Rotary motto: service above self.
Thank you.
Thank you again,
Chuck. Thank you for all that you do. I want to mention also that in addition to working with the CNY district, we're also planning to reach out to a few specific clubs. The two clubs in Lome in Togo and the clubs in Mexico, so that we can start developing this model where Rotary clubs and district actually support and help climate restoration projects in their area and their region. So that's going to be very interesting. And later on, we can really replicate that across Rotary and across the whole world. And it's going to be amazing, when we have these 1.4 committed, people, 46,000 clubs working, with us, part of the climate restoration movement to restore the planet. Let's go to the next slide. So I want to introduce John Hecker, our Director of Partnership, been doing a great job in reaching out to organizations, opening the conversation, and then creating a different kind of partnership. John, please let us know what's going on.
Thanks, Ilan, and great to be with everyone today and great to see you online. The work of climate restoration has to be a collective effort. That's what we've been talking about that. It needs global action, global awareness and global action. So one of the several ways we're doing that is with partnerships with other organizations. And these can take on different characteristics, but the way I think of it essentially is, one, it's getting other organizations to be aware of what it is we're trying to do. Secondly, get them on board with supporting us. And third, taking action together. That's really what it's all about. And so we have several levels of partnerships, and one of the most basic ones is around shared goals. We have a climate restoration resolution. We have about 30 organizations that have signed on to that so far. And that resolution is basically an organization recognizing the need for climate restoration and saying they're on board with the movement. And some of the organizations we have, there's several African organizations that have signed the resolution. We've got several that are doing youth education. We've got several Rotary clubs, as Chuck was just talking about. And we've got a number of other groups that are sort of pending signing those resolutions. So we hope to get a lot more. And then as we deepen those partnerships, we want to bring partners in that have a common mission with us around a campaign or awareness or communication. So that could be around an event, around a social media campaign, other types of campaigns. And then we are working towards joint partnerships to where we're implementing programs together. Earlier, Ilan talked about the Climate Foundation that's doing seaweed cultivation. And that's something we're looking at in terms of how we can team up with them where we can play a role in that. Similarly, with Localized Ocean Fertilization, if there are other organizations, and there are, that are looking at ocean fertilization, maybe they can do a piece of that for us as well. So those partnerships, building those out is going to be really important. It is really critical for us. And that's going to be an effort we'll continue on. And as Ilan mentioned earlier, if any of you are interested in helping in any area, but in partnerships in particular, I'd love to connect up with you because I could use a lot of help with that. So let me turn that back over to you, Ilan.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much, John. And we'll just take a quick look on the website. We're slowly uploading the signed resolutions to our website. We can see some of we're probably 60% there, right? So there's a few missing, but it's over there. And if you can click on one of them, Emilio, and kind of show us what the resolution looks like when they sign it. Right? The idea is that this is not a Climate Restoration Alliance resolution. This is a template that we provide that each organization can adopt it to its own need based on its own mission, vision, values, culture, and so on. But the gist of it is that climate restoration is the goal that we want. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, John, and thank you, Emilio. Let's go back to the deck. So the third engine, right? We spoke about the first engine, the climate restoration impact pathways. We talked about the second engine, the global campaign, Rotary, pledges, and so on. By the way, Emilio, how many people signed the pledge so far?
Okay, so far we have 789 people that signed, 39 people that signed the pledge so far. So 739.
Very good. So remind me, Emilio, at the end, I want you to talk about our WhatsApp groups and our WhatsApp community so people can join there as well. Let's move to the third engine, the industry and finance. So we have a few ventures here in development. We're looking at developing the dashboard technology, not just for our own internal use, but actually as a technology that we can offer to other companies and organizations and movements and ecosystems and so on. The Venture Studio is a factory for developing and launching companies and projects, and the investment fund eventually will be alongside the grandparents fund, who's the philanthropic fund. We're going to have investment fund. We can bring in money that way as well. So if you're an angel investor and interested to jump in early, please get in touch with me. Let's go to the next slide. So this is usually presented by Mark Biondi, but he also couldn't be here today. He had a conflicting engagement and is flying out to Europe next week for a music tour. He's a drummer. So I'll present that. We've been developing over the last few months the Climate Restoration Corporate Sponsorship Program. In the same way that we have individuals who are founders, champions, and so on, angels, we're now inviting corporations to become climate restoration corporate founders. We can see here the two corporate founders. We can see the first one is Chuck Tomaselli's company, architecture company. The second one is Numera Lighting, Kirk's company. And so we have our first corporate founders, and we're now engaging in conversations with other potential corporate founders. Let's go to the next slide. Judy, will you take that?
I will. There are so many things we can do. Like everyone can do something or several things. So we talk to friends and family all the time. Please speak to everyone about our climate restoration mission and ask them, excuse me, as well as you, if you haven't already done this, to sign the Climate Restoration Pledge. And the link, I know it's in the chat, someplace in the chat. You could introduce us to someone you know. They could be a corporate leader or a business owner. They might be willing to support climate restoration or be a partner. And if you work for a company, please ask them to consider supporting climate restoration. You could join any one of our teams as a volunteer. And you can put that in the chat. Put everything in the chat if there's something that you see that either a commitment that you're promising to do or something you see that you would like to join with. Become a monthly supporter of climate restoration for as little as $10 and up a month. You'll make a huge difference in what we're able to implement and what we're able to do going forward. And then my favorite, become a climate restoration ambassador. If you're not already an ambassador, please, if you'd like to be one, just put something in the chat. And then if you're someone who thinks you're already an ambassador, but you're not on our climate ambassador page, it's because you haven't given me all the material that we need. So put a note in the chat that you need some support to get everything to me so that we can have you displayed on our ambassador page.
Very good. Thank you.
Something for everyone.
Thank you very much, Judy. And there is now a application form on our website where you can go and fill the information. We'll get it, we'll review it, and we'll invite you in. Anything else, Judy, that you would like to add?
No, I think just, it's a great group of people working together. We have a drop-in call every Wednesday, and then once a month, we have just a little bit more formal gathering. But the drop-in calls are wonderful too because you can share with other people what you're doing and hear what they're doing. And we recently had a meeting where we just talked about the place of music and social movements. So, yes, looking for you to join us.
Very good, very good. So you have these are the forms on the website to apply as a volunteer, join the teams, or we have the additional form to apply to become an ambassador. Let's go to the next slide. So we're almost done with the presentation. We're going to switch to Q&A in a few minutes. And again, this is the invitation to step in and become one of the 1,000 climate restoration founders. We'll go down in the history books as those who made climate restoration happen. There's a few ways to jump in as a founder. You can make a commitment, a financial commitment of $5, $25, or $100,000 a year for 3 years. As a corporate founder, it's the same kind of commitment, 5, 25,000 or 100,000 a year for 3 years. You can also become a founder by being a Climate Restoration monthly donor, $100 a month for 3 years. With that kind of commitment, you can become a founder. You can also become a founder if you're on one of our teams as a volunteer. And it's just so beautiful to see how many people give their time freely from all over the world. And like we said, you can become an ambassador. Our ambassadors are also considered part of the founding group. Let's go to the next slide. So these are our upcoming events. The next Climate Restoration Ambassador Gathering is on June 10th. And I believe, Judy, it's on the second Wednesday of the month, right?
Yes, second Wednesday of the month.
Very good. So this is by invitation only. Everybody's invited. You just have to ask for an invitation. On June, I see we're missing the date there, but I believe it's June 25. On June 25, we're going to have the next webinar, the next community update. And please register now so you don't forget. You have the link in the chat and you can scan the QR code that is on the screen. Please register now. And if you can write in the chat, how many people are you going to invite to the next webinar update? Please write it in the chat, make a commitment, invite people. If you're here, you know it's important. And so other people should be here as well. Invite everybody. And then, like Judy said, every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, we have the weekly drop-in call. Judy's doing great work facilitating these calls, and it's always like a box of chocolate, right? You never know what you're going to get. Each session is different. Sometimes it's freestyle, sometimes we have a program, but it's always nice to join the conversation in a slightly more intimate structure. And that brings us to the next and final slide. We're complete with this presentation, with this update. I want to remind us that we're in the first 6 months of our 25-year mission. A lot is going to happen along the way, but it's up to us to get this going. I assume others will pick it up later. And the next 5 years are going to determine the next 500. This is really our gift to future generation, is to scale the climate restoration industry to full scale by the end of the decade. So thank you very much, everybody. We can stop the screen sharing, and we're going to start the Q&A session in a minute. If you have a question or a comment or anything you would like to say, please raise your virtual hand. And while we're waiting for people to do that, Emilio, if you can give us a quick overview of our WhatsApp community?
Of course. So we have a WhatsApp community that is very active. We have a lot of groups. We talk, we share information. You can contact us directly. Of course, you can find us in a live chat. You can find me. So I suggest that everyone can check the link I sent in the chat. Obviously, join our socials, but you can join WhatsApp directly if you prefer that. We engage with you daily. We share our links. Obviously, if you need anything from us, you can ask us. And yeah, I'll see you there. We'll all see you there.
Very good. Thank you very much, Emilio. So please remove the spotlight so we can see everybody. Let's go back to gallery view. So good to see you, all of you here. Philip, how are you today? Is there anything you'd like to say or ask?
Hi, I'm great today, and I'm very impressed with everything that you're creating. Want to create a partnership with the Foundation for Climate Restoration and the Alliance, which I think is missing, because we're all about the same goal, but we seem to be doing separate things. So
Thank you. Yes, I think there's a lot of people that want to see that happen.
I'm planning on being a ambassador representing the Foundation for Climate Restoration, so that we actually make happen what I just said.
Thank you very much for this, Philip. Yes, it's going to be great if we can all work together in a collaborative, coordinated way, of course. Any other questions? Let's go back to the gallery view. Very good. Oh, I see Peter is here. Peter, anything you'd like to say? We missed you before.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you. I was on a, I'm not used to seeing myself spotlighted. Anything I would have to say? Nothing at the moment. Just I'm really glad that we've got the great team. We've got phenomenal momentum going, working on fundraising, my previous call. I think the most exciting thing is I told a number of people that with John Hecker, we had a good conversation with the key person at Friends of the Earth and enrolled him in the possibility of restoring the climate and doing things that work. And we ended it with I asked him if we could send him our plans before we negotiate with the EPA so that they're at the table. And of course, he was delighted with that opportunity. And so now I want to work with John and anyone else to see what other organizations we might take the same action. So bring them to the table before they feel like they have to attack us. That's
very good, very good. Peter, anything you'd like to add about the Mexico pilot?
It's happening. We've decided on the sensors and what a first system has been ordered, and I'm now designing the team to do the data analysis. So when the self-positioning buoys are circling the eddy, that we'll be ready to analyze the data immediately. And what's nice is that adding the iron at this stage is not even necessary because the chlorophyll goes up and down due to natural phenomenon. And so that will give us all the data we need about the downwelling eddy and CO2 removal. The main reason to do the iron, adding a little bit of iron, is to just add a little bit more data. But my point is when the EPA permit comes and whatever Mexican permit we need comes, that's when we'll do it. And if it takes a long time, that's totally fine. If it takes very little time, that's totally fine. And of course, working with administrators, they like not being forced into a corner. So we'll work with them to get it off their table as quick as we can.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much, Peter. So again, if you have a question, please raise your virtual hand and we will call on you. Paul Beckwith, good to see you here. Anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I'd just like to say that I have a video channel on YouTube, so please go to there. And I've done some videos on trying to explain eddies, how they form, what they are, what they do. And I'm planning a sequence of videos over the next 2 weeks on eddies, how climate change is changing eddies, how they change with latitude. We're the most powerful eddies in the world that probably sequester the most carbon. What is some of the physics behind eddies? Something called Ekman flow. You can go to the Wikipedia page on Ekman flow right now, and you can have a little bit of understanding before you see my video. But I'm encouraging you to have a look. My YouTube channel, I've got about almost 50,000 subscribers, so please subscribe if you're not. There's a little bit of unshameless, whatever PR on my channel. Thank you. But great stuff. I mean, wonderful meeting.
Paul, did you put the link to your channel in the chat?
Just search Paul Beckwith YouTube.
All
It's
right.
the first thing that pops up.
I'm sure somebody will be able to put the link there. I see Matt Savoca is here with us. Matt is a marine biologist and one of the superstars that were featured in the small video that we saw before. So Matt, after we hear from Philip and Kisembi, I'd like to hear a little bit from you. We haven't seen you in a while. You've been busy.
Yeah. I've been traveling, doing some field work in the Antarctic, and but now I'm back, and yeah, very happy to engage with this group, and if I can, answer questions and chat with anyone about this stuff. Obviously, it's really core to my personal and professional mission, so happy to be here.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Philip, go ahead.
You read my mind. I was wanting to know how to get Paul's YouTube. So that's it. Next, who's next?
Very good. I see somebody put John. Thank you for putting Paul's link in the chat. Kisembi, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah, this is Semya Pastor from Uganda. You expanded. I'm glad to be here, and this is my first time. I really loved the ideas you've been sharing. Yeah, but me, I'm coming in as a youth, and I want to know more. How are you going to engage the youth in this? Because this is our environment, and we really what you are doing is going to leave us happy. So how are you going to involve us into this? Because all the ideas are awesome, they are very good, and it's very, very, very. So I'd like to know how you are going to engage us in this. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kisembi. Where are you from?
Uganda.
Uganda.
From Uganda.
Very good. So
Edward Hamlet. This is
let me just repeat what Kisembi said. Right, he said that he is very happy with the ideas that he saw here, and is asking how to engage with the youth. How old are you, Kisembi?
21.
Say again?
21.
21 years.
21. Okay, very good. So I think the answer to your question is let's find out together, right? I'm inviting you to join us, become an ambassador, maybe even ambassador to youth, maybe ambassador to youth in Uganda, right? We have the message, we have the campaign. Now we need to figure out how to bring it to the ground. Social media, grassroots campaign, partnerships, working with schools, working with NGOs. Let's figure it out together. You're the
By the
expert.
way, Kisembi, you would be the second youth ambassador, and I would love to see the youth ambassadors having their own meeting, because I liked another thing you said. It's so slow, because youth are going to want things to happen more quickly. Actually, that's what happened when Dilshad joined us, because she's younger than we are. Things began to happen. So please become an ambassador. And I think having a group of youth ambassadors, you're going to come up with the ideas for youth.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I'm going to fill in the form.
All
Very
right.
good.
Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome. Good. Chuck, do you have anybody here from the Rotary Founders Group that you would like to introduce?
I believe, yes, John German is here.
And Mark Hoppen also?
And Mark Hoppen. Yep, there's Mark. And I've already spoken. So I think, Mark, why don't you, Mark is from a really unique area, and I found out where the Salish, did I say it right? Salish Sea is, Mark? That's a tongue twister. Why don't you let people know what you're up to, the many things you're up to, but let them know what you're up to and why you're, if you would, why you're part of the founder group.
Well, the founder group is interesting because I've been a Rotarian for 32 years. And I've worked at the district level as well as club levels. I've been a past president of a Rotary Club, and I've been a chair of various committees at the district level. I'm interested in the founders group because we have an opportunity to encourage Rotary to move in a positive direction with what Chuck calls a three-legged stool, namely mitigation, adaptation, as well as climate restoration and conservation and preservation. And I've got, on my own initiative, really, a district committee forum at District 5020, which is an international district that engages both Vancouver Island as well as Western Washington, where I live, and also at the club level in Gig Harbor, where I live. And so I'm excited to see what we can produce.
Also, I'd like to mention Najoti, who's here from India. And Najoti, you have been, she has joined along with Raj, who joins my Monday evening meetings at very, very early in the morning. I wake up early, extra early to do it. It's so great to see you. Anything you'd like to share about what you're up to currently? You're muted, Najoti.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm very much glad to see you, Chuck, and again back to our team. Because of the time and this thing, I could not able to join. I'm Masters in Environment Engineer. I'm living in India, but my club is USA Club, USA North Carolina Carey Page Club, and I'm having an honorary membership from the UK Club Innovation Club.
You have a happy birthday 2 weeks ago?
Associated member with the Earth Network Club, Mark and me, we both are supporting Earth Network Club. And I'm coming from that meeting only. And I always wanted to join this meeting. This time is actually totally correlated, so I joined a little bit late, but next time onwards, I will make sure I will be with you all. I'm associated with environmental consultancy. In the environment consultancy, we are preparing an environment impact assessment reports that is on industries who are very highly polluting industries, and we are providing them the ZLD, zero liquid discharge solutions, and that is actually work going on since 1967. My father-in-law is taking care. After my marriage, I completed my master's in environment engineering, and I am actually supporting him. We are having environmental laboratory also with the scope of water, wastewater, soil, compost, and air pollution as well as noise for the industries. And I am approved from the Government of India Ministry for the 4 focus areas, 3 focus areas recently, and 1 for the as a team member: air quality, water pollution, noise, and now I have given the assessment on solid and hazardous waste management and dealing with the 2 industries, sugar and distillery industry, and applied for synthetic organic industry and cogeneration power plant. Cogeneration power plant is very important. That industry is self-sustainable on the power. This thing, solar is there, but there are some limitations. But cogeneration power plant is actually very good, who is generating steam as well as power. So thank you so much. for this opportunity.
Thank you, Nagioti, for joining us. It's good to have you here, and the same invitation to become an ambassador or join any other team. If you have questions, please raise your hand. If we don't have any question, I'd like to do a little bit brainstorming. As you heard, the social media campaign that we're running right now is going to be done next Friday by June 5th, World Environment Day. Um, let's come up with some ideas about what we can do on social media after that is over. Any thoughts, any ideas? Not many. So we're going to have to think about that. Brian Webster, are you with us?
Well, one thing, Ilan, would be to pick the next day. So there's, like there may not be one in the summer, but there are things happening in September and October that we should prepare for to really make a bigger splash.
I have an idea.
Either Climate Week or, the October, there's an Environment Day in October that's important, I know.
It sounds like we need to do a calendar of events and then
Yes.
plan our schedule around
We
that.
actually, Dilshad and I were working on that, but I think the social media team should take that over and just know, like at least, like once a quarter, pick what we're going to amplify.
Very good. Very good. Philip, did you want to say something else?
Yeah, I have an idea. Well, it's not my idea, but it's what I think will make a big difference is if every one of us go to all those different social medias, follow, like every post that you can, it only takes a few minutes, like every post, make a comment if you have one, share it with all the people that you're connected with, and then ask 5 of your friends to do the same thing. That would multiply into hundreds, maybe thousands. So everyone here should do that. That's my idea. It's not my idea. It's just the way social media works.
I like it very much, Philip. And if you have a social media account and you're planning to help with spreading the word, please use the thumbs up emoji. Very good. Thank you, Mark. Okay, so thank you, Philip. Very good. Brian, would you like to say something? I think we skipped you when we were talking about the campaigns, and you were facilitating the grassroots campaign. So would you like to share about this campaign? And then we'll go back to Lika and everybody else.
Yeah, sure. I'm Brian in San Francisco. I am working as the grassroots campaign facilitator, trying to organize outreach materials and empower our ambassadors and our activists to get the word out in their different communities about climate restoration and what it is. So we've developed a one-page handout and a half-page handout. We're working with a international translation organization now to get that translated into 6 different languages. It will then be available to be downloaded on our Climate Restoration Alliance website. And we've also developed some campaign merchandise, starting to do that. We have some buttons that are also translated into 6 UN languages. It's basically a round pin button that says Climate Restoration 2050 in 6 different languages. And then, eventually people will be able to, download the artwork itself so they can, have these things produced locally, either from their own printer or take it to a button maker or a t-shirt manufacturer shop in their neighborhood, in their city, and get materials produced. The other thing we're working on is we have a couple of our climate ambassadors working on what's called op-ed articles. These are short articles, about 600 words, normally published in a newspaper. And these op-eds would just talk about climate restoration, the Alliance, our 2050 campaign, what it is, our goals, And the thing about it is, if you get an op-ed article published in a newspaper, whether it's a big newspaper or a small newspaper, it's like having a flyer. It's like, if it's a small newspaper, it might be 1,000 copies of that goes out to 1,000 people in a geographic area. If it's a big newspaper, it might be 100,000 people, across the country. If it's a big national newspaper, that kind of a thing. But it multiplies our public education and outreach effort by using this writing an op-ed and getting it published in a public newspaper or magazine. And then the other corresponding thing is what's called a letter to the editor. You write a letter to the editor, normally on a report that's in the newspaper and the magazine, commenting and saying, yes, I agree or I disagree on what the article said. And I'm involved in climate restoration, and climate restoration relates to the topic of the article, and it's a good thing, and everybody should support it. That kind of thing. It's called the letters to the editor, and it's a way to get your voice out to thousands or hundreds of thousands of people, and you don't even have to print it or distribute it. The newspaper, the magazine, they print it themselves and distribute it. So it's a good way to go.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. I want to ask you, what would you say in response to Kiss&B question? How do we engage? How do we involve the youth? And specifically, what can be done in Uganda?
For youth, I would focus on students in schools. Students in schools are very active, especially during the school year in the fall. And they right now, many schools and universities have climate classes, specific climate classes on climate, because the students are demanding it based on the international youth movement, the climate strike for climate movement that Greta Thunberg started. And so students are demanding it. We should motivate students to demand not only climate classes, but a class on climate restoration and classes on carbon dioxide removal and methane removal, because that's the future. And if we can get students to organize to demand that in their school curriculum, then the professors will be teaching it and everybody will be learning about it.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. And Lika, I saw you nodding when Brian spoke, so please share your thoughts with us.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear that because there was one of our ambassadors and we were discussing this, how to engage more people and help schools. For example, it was in Kenya, how to help them to spread our world for climate restoration and even SDG goals. That's important. So my idea about new initiatives was we already had about artwork, but I was thinking, what about we make one contest of photography, and photographers could, for example, write up to 100 words what this photo resembles, what it is about, for example, from their country. Maybe a photo of boreal forest or another thing that would be interesting, or maybe even group photo that they make some good change there in their regions. For example, cleaning actions or anything like that related, it would be amazing. And the requirement could be that each person who takes part in that might invite 5 new people to sign the pledge and to become new ambassadors and NGO partners. I think it would be good for us to make it more popular, our pledge, and at the same time it would be interesting as many artists would participate in more in that. Yeah, thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much, Lika. So yeah, we definitely have here Dilshad and a few other people from the social media team. We've heard this. I think this is a good idea. We can mix and match these events with photography and these events with handmade art, these events with music. This is a great approach. I want to mention, Brian, you mentioned the merchandise, right? You mentioned the buttons and the t-shirts. We're waiting for Duke. Duke is one of our social media team members from India. We're waiting for him to finish the exams in, I think, a week and a half or so. And then we'll talk about setting up an online merchandise store for the Climate Restoration Alliance. So everybody can, wear the hat with the logo or the t-shirt with the slogan and so on. And we can put the buttons in there and other ideas as well. Very good. Andre, good to see you.
Hi, good to see you, everyone. Yes, I agree, but I answer to your call for like a kind of brainstorming here. I know what I'm saying will not be exactly directly impact the current action, but what I believe is that for financing the climate action at the level that we need campaigning on changing the corporate climate reporting by companies. Currently, everywhere in the world, companies face administrative nightmares because they have to track sustainable development goals, nationally determined contribution separately for their financial reporting. And we have a digital architecture of electronic invoicing that could allow to unite the two. And once every company, if they have a financial report to make, have to report at the same time some part of environmental impact, we will have a global financing for climate action much, much more efficient. And so I'm in favor of a campaign, including by the Climate Foundation, to make automatic environmental impact reporting by injecting ecological data directly into global invoicing infrastructure.
Very interesting. Thank you for that, Andre. And I'm going to take this opportunity to acknowledge Kirk Lawton, which was one of the people that came up with the idea of the World Environment Day art contest and also agreed to fund the prizes, right? We have $100 first prize, $75 second prize, and $50 third prize. It's not a lot of money for some people, but it's meaningful, and it makes a difference for other people. And so this is something that we can think about, right? If somebody has an idea and the means to sponsor it, right, we can add some more flavor, some more action to these campaigns, give away some stuff, some money, and so on, help some people. Might be a good part of the structure. Any other questions or comments that you want to say? There's a
Yeah,
few people here. Yes, go ahead.
yeah.
Nagiota.
Related to the environment, mainly we are mostly now also we are on the Zoom, so we are utilizing the electronic items. So e-waste related, if campaign and awareness, if creating a lot, and how to dispose of, and how to the repair cafes nearby and all. So that will be an excellent thing, and creating awareness is also sufficient, more than enough, because while purchasing they will take care that whether we are have whatever we are having and what we are going to uh, dump more after purchasing. So creating a campaign, that is a basic thing. If we make very strong, there also there will be a lot of impact.
Very
Mainly
good.
e-waste related things, because that is polluting water as well as land, and the leachate is even groundwater, and that is a very rich source actually, because I am an electronics engineer also. There is a lead content is there, gold is also there, gold plating is there, at the same time copper. So there is a metal extraction. So all these things are creating lot of pollution if not segregated properly or disposed of.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much, Nagioti, for this idea. There's a few people that I am not sure I've met before. If Glenn Houston, if you're here and you want to say something, introduce yourself. Matt Griebel. I recognize Tom and Carol Bradford from some time ago. If you want to say hi. And I also want to acknowledge Ron Matheson, who's Ron, are you with us?
I am here. I am here.
Yeah, so Ron, came in to see what's going on and if he can help here or there, and then ended up taking more and more responsibilities. So I want to thank you, Ron, for everything that you're doing. Anything you'd like to add?
No, I'm very excited. This is really starting to get some traction. I'm looking forward. Peter touched on what's happening with Mexico, and that was the real activation of the buoys and seeing if they can measure what's happening in the ocean real time. And Peter's done an amazing job of finding money and connecting dots. And it's great to be part of that organization that I think will make that happen start of the new year. We'll see if this downward eddy, downward welling eddies will do the job for us, and we'll get a good set of data by the end of the year and beginning of next year.
Thank you. Thank you, Ron. We were unstoppable when we were just a few people 8, 9 years ago. And now we're a force to reckon with as a
And you are
movement.
persistent. You are persistent, Ilan.
Yes, we will never give up, never surrender. If you know the name of that movie, you can write it in the chat. Philip, thank you,
I
Ron.
just wanted to say I just scheduled the upcoming new movie night for climate restoration, and many of you are already on my distribution list, but it's going to be Saturday night, June the 6th from 7 to 9 p.m. And I know, Ron, I think you're still on my distribution list. And
Great. Yeah, nice to see you here. Nice to see you here today.
Yep.
Very good. Philip, if you have any link that you want to put in the chat, you can do that.
Nope, I don't have it yet. I just scheduled it in my phone, but I can create the link soon.
Very good. There's one more person I wanted to say hi to. That is Athanasios from Greece. It's good to see you here. Would you like to share a little bit about what you're doing in Greece?
You can hear him. It's very difficult in our job, our work. It's very long, and I can't tell in little words regarding our project. We can only hear. We want now understand something here, only here, and not speak to understand how they all organize and synchronize the attempt to restore the climate.
So I just
in a second time you can speak. Explain.
Was that a question? Did you ask a question? How do we coordinate climate restoration?
Yes, we can hear now. No, it's enough. I had heard everything. What all of you tell about your job, and it's not time to explain what we can do now in Greece. Because our project started in 1975. It's very long. All this I hear here now. We preceded 45 years before, and have many questions. How can organize the donations, the foundation, the funding the project? It's very difficult and impossible because humanity not ready to pay for this.
Yes, I understand what you're saying, and I think we're not so far away from that, time where people understand that the service that we're providing, restoring the climate, restoring nature, restoring the ecosystems, cleaning up the environment, These are essential services that we as human beings, as parents and grandparents to future generations, are going to be happy to pay for. I think that day is not far away.
I want to believe.
And thanks for all you've been doing for this number of years. Yes, and for hanging in there and not giving up. God bless you for that.
Very good. So I think we're pretty much done with today, unless anybody else wants to ask a question or make a comment. I want to acknowledge Marcus here, one of our climate restoration champions, Marcus from Hertz. And I think that is it. If there is anything else, now is the time. Hi, Marcus. Good to see you. I think
Next
we are
meeting
complete.
again. Next meeting again, Ilan, is June.
June 25, Thursday. I think it's exactly 4 weeks from today. Yeah, please register and grab all the links from the chat that you need. We're going to send it out in a follow-up email. Thank you very much. We are complete for today.